Hello Cloud Gurus, I'm Matthew Ulasien and welcome to our final GCP This Month for the year 2020, where we will cover the latest in Google Cloud news to finish out the year. This month we have announcements on new languages for cloud functions, a major acquisition in the backup and disaster recovery space, and much more. So sit back, relax, grab a nice cup of coffee or tea, and enjoy this episode of GCP This Month. Starting off, let's cover some quick bites of what's new in the world of GCP. Leading off, Cloud Functions now supports a new language. So since its initial release, Google Cloud Functions has continued to evolve and add new capabilities. When it first came out, it originally offered only support for just Node.js, but has since then added support for several other languages such as Python, Go, and Java. And now with this latest update, .NET Core has officially joined the stable, specifically .NET Core 3.1. This means that if you are a .NET developer and you want to design event-driven functions on Google Cloud, well, now you have the best of both worlds. Next, let's talk about new Filestore features. Filestore is a Google Cloud service that provides fully managed network-attached storage capabilities for both Compute Engine and Kubernetes Engine. Its latest announcement is the introduction of native backup capabilities within the Filestore service, now available in preview. These new native backup features are useful for disaster recovery scenarios, cross-region redundancy, or preparing for large file migrations. Of course, keep in mind though that since it is currently in preview, the usual preview caveats do apply. Moving on, time for some awards. Google was recently named as just one of 2 leaders in Forrester's picks for top IaaS platform native security. The key term here is native, and that the security controls are engineered and simplified to be effective yet invisible or transparent to the end user, which Google likes to refer to as invisible security. So well done Google on the award. Finishing up our quick bites, Google also announced the availability of Google Workspace for Government. Workspace, which was formerly known as G Suite, offers Google's collaboration apps like Gmail and Google Drive for businesses and organizations. The new government version of Workspace offers several key benefits, such as government-friendly price points, the flexibility to choose which applications are needed and which ones are not, and the ability to meet strict government compliance requirements. Now, let's move on to 2 big announcements that I'm really excited about in our GCP Gems segment. Let's start with some really big acquisition news. Google recently announced that they've acquired Actifio, which is one of the leading enterprise data management and backup providers on the market. So this is a really big deal because enterprise data recovery and data management is itself a really big deal, especially when you're dealing with increasingly complex data workloads. For example, if you were to try to back up and migrate multi-terabyte databases in SAP, Oracle, or SQL Server format, you would see that this is really no small task, especially if you're having to migrate and back them up across multiple clouds at the same time. However, specialized vendors like Actifio make those tasks so much easier. In addition to backups, they also simplify working with massive amounts of data regardless of where that data lives, which includes on-premises, multiple clouds, or anywhere else. So what does this acquisition mean for both Google and Actifio? Well, it's hard to say at this point, but seeing how Google prides itself in its big data capabilities, I would speculate that the Actifio acquisition will lead to better native backup solutions in its own products, as well as provide an easier on-ramp for different Google Cloud services like BigQuery for organizations currently or in the future using Actifio for their own data management. Next, what's an episode of GCP This Month without more Anthos news? This month, Anthos for bare metal is now generally available. Now, just in case you haven't kept up with GCP news in the past year, Anthos is Google's ambitious application management platform that seeks to provide the same development experience across multiple clouds as well as on-premises, which includes managing containerized workloads across multiple sources as well as migrating older applications to Kubernetes. And that's a very condensed description of a very expansive product. The latest news is that as Anthos has evolved over the past year, it has also added new capabilities such as availability on all major cloud platforms as well as on-premises management for virtual machines. With that in mind, one area that Anthos has not been generally available is for on-premises non-virtualized machines, also known as bare metal. Well, at least until now, with the newest announcement that Anthos for bare metal is now generally available. Anthos for bare metal gives you the same single management plane for what Google calls existing investments in hardware, which can either describe resources at the edge, remote locations, or even that ancient non-virtualized server that you're still getting use out of. Hey, we won't judge. With Anthos for bare metal now available, it doesn't matter if your workloads are on premises, in virtual machines, not in virtual machines, other clouds, or really anywhere else. If the computer exists, you can now likely run Anthos on it. Let's now wrap up with my favorite part of the show, the Guru of the Month. Our final winner of 2020 for this month's GCP Guru of the Month is Alexander Roth. Alexander is a senior consultant from Germany. Congratulations, Alexander. We will be sending you a care package containing an exclusively designed t-shirt and some really cool stickers as well. Enjoy. Well, with that, that's going to wrap up this final GCP this month for the year of 2020. It's been quite a year, to put it mildly, but thanks for sticking with us. Happy holidays, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you in 2021. And as always, keep being awesome, Cloud Gurus.